have any questions that they wanted to ask Dr. Reese? Okay.
I'm really impressed with what you said and everything, and these major 3 points. But what I'm curious to know is how come, I think it's just kind of entering the conversation now, but sustainable agriculture and growing food in a sustainable way balances with our needs and desert.
So there's a big movement nationally about that. And you think about Houston, our logistics systems here for food, how far do we ship food from? Everywhere, right? It's not like a farm next to Houston. And so we're always really paying a lot of attention to our supply chain for food. And what gets disrupted when we have resilience challenges? Well, all those systems, right? And so, so there's a lot more discussion about food deserts and local agriculture. And so I think it also has a very important social role. It plays in community, bringing communities together as well. From a carbon footprint standpoint, you can't even measure it, it's so small. But it has other important sustainability benefits, particularly if you think about the triple bottom line and equity piece of it, ends up being huge. Right? So it is important in terms of how we think about it. Any other quick questions?
Can you mention a little bit about the new center for Sustainability Resiliency that's being founded?
So it's new. It will be a university center, not a college center. It's interdisciplinary, so I love that we have people from all our different colleges here. This is what our research pool should look like. That's one of the reasons for it, is to provide opportunity to do more interdisciplinary research and pursue external funding and research grants that emphasize that type of team approach. Also, we'll be conveners. We'll be putting together conferences, publications, and generating grant funding. And also, we're talking about doing a companion Masters of Science program in sustainable urban systems. That will also be interdisciplinary. Give us some research muscle and a way for students to interact. Okay. All right.
Any other questions? All right, we'll take just 2 more, and then we need to move on because we are running a little bit behind.
I didn't know about all these different variations of buildings and they're much more efficient, and I really like the idea of it's not just the buildings that need to be more efficient and how do we use our resources. What about teaching campus how to be better with their trash, say? Like, I see a lot of styrofoam and recycling bits, so it's just how do we spread that knowledge?
Yeah, so now the question is about recycling, how we do that better. It's education, yes. Yeah, and values. So one of the things that USEMER said, they have sustainability courses that are actually part of their core curriculum. So it's not, you're just not taking English 101. You have to take a sustainability course. Because part of it is stewardship. They have water rooms on campus for the students and for the different dorms. Try to use less water than the other dorms, and they use social media to post the results. A couple of years ago, the winning dorm got down to 19 gallons per day per person, and another dorm next to them accused them of going over to their dorm to shower. So it really got pretty serious, I guess, at some point. Okay? So partly it's the stewardship, and you're here. This is not, generally, this is not the people we have to be thinking about, right? You're just the enlightened ones, the concerned ones about this, right? And so there's a lot of people that we have to help them realize what the implications of bad manners. Right?
Yeah, and for waste specifically, you mentioned styrofoam. So what you have to also consider is that we're a political system, and the styrofoam that you see on campus is from our partners, our contractors, who have something very specific that they use corporation-wide, right? If you actually look at how many restaurants we have on campus that all of you guys have access to, that is not the norm at a university. And so when you go to our dining halls, we don't have any styrofoam because we can control that. So it's thinking about how we can better work with people on campus and integrate these values at a higher level and create policies, but it's definitely a challenge. I'm going to take the last question over here.
So I participated in the symposium, and I see this great campus that you designed. My question is, UH is a historical campus and a lot of old buildings. So how do you retrofit those buildings to make them sustainable?
That's a good question. So you can set certain standards for new buildings. You can be really aggressive. We've been, on a scale of 1 to 10, we've been about an 8 for our new buildings in terms of how aggressive we are. They're pretty energy efficient. But you can do all the retrofits. So one of the most important things is air infiltration. So if you have old leaky windows or bad caulk, if you have a historic building, this really historic building, and you have to maintain its original materials and all that, you still have to make sure it's tight, right? And quite often the older buildings are actually designed to be much more, have higher performance passive strategies, because they didn't have central air conditioners. They had to pay attention to cross-through ventilation and shade. They had to know which way was south, right? And so there's some things that you really have, you can learn from some of the older buildings, actually. So you need different strategies, right, for new buildings. Not my, certainly not I hope somebody does, if it hasn't been done. I think it's an excellent question. It needs to be.
And that is a work in progress because we still don't have all the technology to actually audit everything on campus. So over the past several years, we've been acquiring equipment to be able to audit. We don't have meters on all of the buildings for water or electricity, so that is kind of the first hurdle to get funding for that. So I'm going to move it over to the discussion. And I'm going to switch things up a little bit just because we're a little short on time. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you're sitting at a table that doesn't have a whole lot of people, to go to another table that does, so we can have a better discussion.
Yeah, sit with people you don't know.
Sit with people you don't know, and then once you're all in your new spaces, go around the table, say your name and your role. Are you a student? Are you faculty? Are you community, staff? And we have these topics up here. I'm not trying to have topics that are all-encompassing for resilience or sustainability. It's just something that, of the 5 you identify with the most, kind of an icebreaker among your table to know what their interests are. And then once you've done that, we'll break into the discussion. So go ahead, move around, it's fine. We're all good, guys. Let's go around to the different tables. I'll be walking around. I'll give you about 5 to 10 minutes to introduce yourself, and then we'll move on to the questions. Anybody in the back wanting to participate who maybe has a lot of expertise, maybe? I don't know.
I identify most with the, environmental quality because I'm a commuter, but I'm assuming that I can be able to use the metro rail because I live about 10 minutes that way down, so I think I can be able to use that to get here instead of driving. Probably next semester because I already bought my permit, so I don't want to waste the money, but in the future, try to do that.
My name is Ashwin. I'm a graduate student at the engineering college. So I'm a mechanical engineering student. So the reason I came to this place was because of the sustainable energy engineering and all that. So urban planning and design is something that I really relate to. I mean, not in terms of infrastructure and how you can reduce your fossil fuel consumption, reduce loads, reduce cooling loads, heating loads. Something from a mechanical engineering point of view. Or using renewables. I was really surprised that the engineering college does not have a sustainable energy or a renewable energy course itself. Forget a degree. So yeah, that's what I'm here for. That's what I identify.
I guess I identify most with the waste and environmental quality. And the reason, I don't know, who doesn't like clean environment, green trees, clean water, stuff like that. I'm in biomedical engineering program. So that's it.
I'm Keshwa. I'm a chemical engineering major, and so it's kind of weird because we're usually the ones that you guys know as like the ones that pollute the most. We run the refineries, but in a way, like I believe that it's also those people that are really important to be sustainable, because in a way, like, yes, we have the power to kind of destroy the environment, but having that power means we also have the power to like save. Exactly, right?
Yeah, it's like talking about prevention instead of mitigation. You know,
Yeah.
if you start the process in the first place with the good thought and design.
Exactly.
That's why actually I asked. I'm taking the environmental engineering course right now, and on the first day I asked the professor, why do we were talking about pollutants and like carcinogens and pesticides. I said, why don't chemical engineers take environmental?
That's true. No, I totally think it should be like a part of our degree plan. I think like being sustainable and being in the power to like run refineries and power plants, like I think that would be a key step to just like making us way more sustainable.
I know it's kind of far for you to see, but like, do you plan on eventually moving over? Are you a proponent? Like, I got an oil company job, but I would like to make it a different energy job, like solar or nuclear or anything like that.
For sure, yeah.
Awesome.
And like even like in a engineering like standpoint, say if I got a job at Shell running a refinery, like which is actually what my sister does right now. She like. Yeah, she runs the refinery, but she has the power to change things around the refinery to make it more efficient, more sustainable. I think Sarah, she was saying how they don't have the meters for checking like the buildings' power consumption, water consumption. She actually instilled those on the power plant. Like that was something they also didn't have. So in a way, like I would love having that power to like kind of change things, like the small things like that around.
So I think that's what sustainability really means. It's living well now and creating a world where our children can live well later on when we're not here.
I'm going to ask you to pick one of two discussion questions at your table. One is more sustainably focused, campus sustainability, net zero campus, like Dr. Race was talking about. The other one is more resilience focused. And then afterwards, if a couple of you are daring and want to share with everyone what your table said, then we'd love to hear from you. And once the discussion's over, we're going to have a little icebreaker activity so you can meet people from other tables as well. So you can get into the meat of it. If you have questions, then you can call over me, Dr. Race,